Hello, this is a presentation on the cultivation and consumption of choy sum in Florida. This presentation is excerpted from EDA's publication number HS1380, authored by Yanlin Wang and Guodong Liu. To begin, here are some advantages of growing choy sum in Florida at a glance. We will be exploring some of these further in the coming slides. First, choy sum is a crop that is becoming increasingly popular around the world. This is mostly due to the fact that, as an emerging crop in many countries, choy sum enhances the resilience of vegetable production and represents a further diversification of the food supply. Multiple studies have also found choy sum to be extremely nutritious, containing essential amino acids, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients. The next advantage is that choy sum reaches maturity in a relatively short amount of time, and may even be harvested in microgreen or seedling stages. As such, a relatively large amount of choy sum can be produced per season, compared to other potential crops. Another advantage is that choy sum is very efficient at mobilizing soil phosphorus. This particularly pertains to potato growers in the state of Florida, as potatoes are notoriously inefficient at mobilizing phosphates that are naturally abundant in the phosphorus-rich Florida soil, and thus they would require additional phosphorus fertilization. Choy sum would not require such fertilization, and so represents a significant way for growers to save on costs and increase profit margins. Choy sum is also known as Chinese flowering cabbage, and is a member of the Brassicaceae or mustard plant family. As such, choy sum shares certain characteristics of other brassica crops, such as Chinese cabbage and broccoli, including nutrient requirement and pests, which we will explore in later slides. There are two major cultivars of choy sum, green choy sum and purple tsai-tai choy sum. Both cultivars are grown as annuals and are adapted for full sun exposure, which allows for efficient production in open field systems. Choy sum plants develop an alternate leaf arrangement of broad, oval-shaped leaves, with colors ranging from light green to dark purple. Yellow flowers are produced at the apex of each shoot, which gives choy sum its common name, Chinese flowering cabbage. The fully mature plant can range from 8 to 16 inches, or 20 to 41 centimeters tall. Root systems are generally shallow and extend 5 inches, or 13 centimeters, in depth and radius. As for the growing conditions of choy sum, like most leafy greens, it is a cool season crop, and can thus withstand the winter frosts of northern Florida. Purple choy sum is particularly frost tolerant. It is typically grown in the spring or fall, where average temperatures fall between 59 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. It has been demonstrated that plants grown in these conditions are noted to produce stronger stalks and sweeter leaves than those grown in warmer temperatures. Like most commercial crops, choy sum plants prefer slightly acidic soil for efficient nutrient uptake. The soil must also be well drained to prevent waterlogging and bacterial soft rot. Choy sum is also slightly drought resistant, but will only resist water stress to about 32% volumetric soil water content. To combat this, new research shows that superabsorbent hydrogels made from okara, a byproduct of soybean production, can be a promising additive to soils in drier climates. Okara is an insoluble pulp of unused soybean parts and is normally discarded as waste. Fortunately, its composition allows for simple chemical modification, and its natural origin allows for safe addition into the soil. In this study, the most effective of the tested hydrogels was able to increase soil water holding capacity by more than 100%. When tested on choy sum plants, the hydrogel was able to stimulate an increase of more than 80% in shoot fresh weight and leaf area under water stress conditions. This innovation represents an exciting method to increase irrigation efficiency in drier climates. Typical spacing requirements include 11 inches between rows and about 8 to 12 inches between each plant. Choy sum should be planted in raised beds to counter waterlogging due to flooding. Harvest of adult plants can begin 30 to 50 days after sowing, when flower buds are fully developed but not yet open. The leaves and stem are all harvested together. For younger plants, harvesting can begin as soon as 7 days after sowing, after the first true leaf develops after the cotyledonary phase, and this is otherwise known as the microgreen stage. The later seedling stage is denoted by the development of at least 3 true leaves after the cotyledonary phase. Plants harvested during the microgreen and seedling stage have been found to have particularly higher antioxidant and dietary vitamin content than adult plants. All fertilization, irrigation, and pest control practices should be in accordance with General Good Agricultural Practice, or GAP guidelines. In addition to ensuring agricultural sustainability, Choy sum has been demonstrated to grow especially well under GAP treatments. There has been no official fertilizer model developed specifically for Choy sum, but recommendations for Chinese cabbage are generally accurate and acceptable under GAP guidelines. Specifically, based on Mehlich 3 soil testing, the fertilization rate for nitrogen is around 175 pounds per acre, dependent on soil pH. And the fertilization rate for both phosphorus and potassium ranges from 120 to 150 pounds per acre for low levels and is 100 pounds per acre for medium levels. Irrigation should be performed once or twice per week as necessary based on climate. Choy sum can be typically harvested 2 to 3 times in one season, and possibly many more if plants are harvested during the earlier stages. Total seasonal yield can be about 9,800 to 16,000 pounds per acre, and Choy sum can be stored under refrigeration for up to 3 weeks without a degradation in metabolite content and quality. According to a conservative estimate by the USDA in 2021, Choy sum averaged at 73 cents per pound wholesale. This, combined with a shortage of U.S. growers and a growing demand for healthy, versatile vegetables, represents a largely untapped Choy sum market in the United States. As Choy sum is fairly new to Floridian farms, its primary pests are not yet known. However, common insects like aphids and diamondback moth larvae are known pests of the Brassicaceae family, and are likely to target Choy sum. As previously mentioned, bacterial soft rot also becomes a major concern for plants in moist soils over 40% volumetric water content. Pests and diseases like bacterial soft rot degrade the productivity of Choy sum plants and can greatly sabotage growth and seasonal yields. Choy sum is noted for its nutritional content and is particularly high in folate and other essential amino acids and antioxidants. Folate, or vitamin B9, is critical to DNA and RNA formation and is speculated to be a cancer preventative. Folate is also prescribed as a preventative for congenital disorders in pregnant women. Antioxidants, of which more than 90 different compounds have been identified in Choy sum, are a group of chemical compounds that prevent oxidation and damage in cells. Carotenoids and phenolic compounds are common antioxidants and are abundant in Choy sum. Also notably found in Choy sum are glucosinolates, which are sulfur-nitrogen compounds known to prevent cardiovascular diseases, some cancers, and other chronic diseases. Choy sum is a staple vegetable in East and Southeast Asian cuisine, popular for its nutritional content and taste. Choy sum has a versatile flavor and texture, and is commonly used in salads, soups, and stir-fry dishes. Steaming and boiling Choy sum, both typical cooking methods, have actually been shown to increase antioxidant levels, in contrast to the usual breakdown nutrients undergo when cooking. Here is a table of the general nutrient composition of 100 grams of choy sum. Note the abundance of minerals calcium and potassium, folates, and carotenoids. And here are some references and additional readings from this presentation. Feel free to visit these sources for further information regarding choy sum and related topics. Thank you.